My name is Taka Yamada from ZOZO. I've been with the company for 5 years now. I'm working on this measurement technologies for 5 years now. Let me introduce our company a little bit. Company itself founded in 1995, so it's been 25 years now. And we have a website called ZOZOTOWN, which runs e-commerce, fashion-focused e-commerce website, which is one of the biggest online fashion retailer in Japan. And so in terms of GMV, we're about 4 billion, more than 4 billion GMV in USD. And also we have 10 million active customer base on year. And so we're quite big company. And last 5 years, while working at ZOZOTOWN, I've been focusing on those measurement technologies. The reason why we developed these are the pain points that customer has in terms of buying on fashion online. For example, shoes. Shoes is the most difficult thing buying online. So we came up with this ZOZO mat to solve that issue. And I think we believe that we solve those pain points in really unique way. And so that our customers really happy to try them on. And for ZOZO mat, over 2 million customers actually scan their feed, and they're happy to see the size recommendation from us, and so that it's easier to buy shoes online now.
That is, 2 million users have tried the ZOZO mat already.
Yes, they scan themselves. It's so easy to scan, and so that we don't have to, reach out to them to help them out. And they solve they did themselves. So that is.
How does it work? Do they just stand on it?
Yes, they stand on it, and our own ZOZOTOWN app will navigate the user, the phone, in a really unique way. But it's easy to scan your feed by following the instruction of the app.
So the ZOZO mat connects to the ZOZO app, and
Yes.
basically the measurements are automatically transmitted to the app.
That's right.
That sounds very interesting. Has this increased the number of purchases that are happening with ZOZOTOWN?
Yes, we saw an increase in terms of lifetime value of the customers. Which means that people who scan are buying more from us, and also this helped us to reduce the return rate. And so those are two major business impact for us.
I understand. Now, could you tell us a little bit about the ZOZO Glass as well?
Sure. So ZOZO Glass. So last year, when we launched ZOZO Cosmetics, which is cosmetics focused online mall, we launched last March. So when we considered launching ZOZO Glass, we thought that is there anything that will solve the issue to sell cosmetics online? And we thought that we might be able to scan your face so that we can tell the exact color of your skin tone, and so that we can recommend best fitting cosmetics.
That's interesting. I'm noticing that there are some details on the glasses as well as on the mat. There are some dots.
Yep.
Are they just designed?
No, these are the ID of each individual position of the mat, and so that we can tell the angle of the smartphone and from the image, and so that we can construct the 3D model based off of those images.
So if I understand correctly, it's not just the size of the shoes, but rather a little bit of a 3D model of the
Yes.
feet?
Yes.
Okay, so that's very interesting. So it does more than just the size, it also works with... Can you tell us more about why you chose this direction?
Sure. So when you see the 27 or inch system, 9-inch in shoes box, it doesn't tell you, it doesn't match up with your foot length. So we take the 3D because the foot length isn't the only factor. We know that foot width matters, and also here with matters. So instead of depending on certain numbers, since we are taking whole foot shape, and so that we will be able to come up with much more smart way to recommend certain size of the shoe.
I understand. Now there is one other aspect that I noticed that is really interesting. That is the ZOZO suit. Am I correct in the name? Is this the name?
Yes, ZOZO Suit is the correct name.
How does the ZOZO suit work?
So ZOZO Suit, as you can see, there are many dots on the ZOZO Suit printed. Each dot, we can identify each individual dot as each individual position in 3D. And so that we can come up with a really, really precise 3D model based off of these dots.
I understand. This is basically a start for a tailored fashion approach to online shopping.
Original idea of ZOZO Suit is that by measuring your entire body, we can come up with perfect size for you. Now, that was 3 years ago. But for this one, the newer version, what we call ZOZO Suit 2, we don't want to limit our possibility, this tool's possibility only into the fashion industry. But also, when we launched this ZOZO Suit 2, we had many inquiries or many emails asking if they can use the technology from industry like fitness or medical or weight loss coaches. So we thought that we can use this technology not only fashion but also the other industries' use cases.
So how would it work for, let's say, the fitness industry? How would this work?
With new ZOZO Suits, we can precisely scan your body so that we can track the progress of your fitness. That's how they are interested in.
I understand. So is this the same use case in the medical industry?
Yes, for medical industry, so there are some diseases we can monitor by looking at the shape of your body on certain part, so that doctors I'm talking to is looking for certain areas progress or how stable of the conditions are. So that's one use cases that we are trying to explore more.
And the use case would be that the patient would be wearing it at some point in the day to take the measurements, and the app would collect individual data points so they can track the...
So now doctors are asking patients to come over to hospital to get measured, but the patient needs to come over to the hospital to get measured. So it's really an inconvenience for patients because they need to come all the way to the hospital to just get measured every 3 months or 6 months. So that the patient can measure themselves at their home to get the right measurement of the body.
I understand. And how do you provide this, the mat, the glasses, and the suits to your customers? Do they have to purchase them, or is it a subscription-based model?
Okay. So we distribute those mats for free to the end users. And
do you have a plan to provide this kind of technology to other third-party e-commerce companies? And have you worked with fashion brands outside of ZOZO?
Yes. Last year we worked with Bulgari, so that Bulgari sent this ZOZO mat for hands to their customers, and so that customers takes the measurement by themselves, and so that they could know what the best size, ring size for them.
So that's Burberry has partnered with ZOZO Town to connect with their customers, right?
Partnership with Bulgari is the first partnership with us for tech licensing. So it's not about ZOZO Town, but purely tech licensing of this tool.
I understand. Now, for one very important part that we missed, can you tell us a little bit about you, how you started within the company, what's your history, your background, and what's your goal for the future within the company?
Okay. So I started at ZOZO when we trying to introduce or develop the first version of ZOZO Suits. So since then, I've been working on adding new features and new items or new devices on ZOZOTOWN, and also for ZOZOMAT for hands, we provided first attempt as a tech license. So in coming year, I'd like to expand our effort of tech licensing in this year and next year. And so that's why I'm here at Austin to show this technologies to people outside of Japan, to see if there's any potential partnership deal we can have. And I'm confident that while seeing the people are so excited to visit our booth, and so I'm really confident that we can do that in coming years.
Are you targeting partnerships in the fashion retail space, shoes, I'm guessing, as well?
Yeah, so I'm open to any opportunities, and so we came from fashion industry, so we know a lot about fashion. But also, as I said, for ZOZO Suit too, all those fitness and weight loss community we know are so excited to have these tools in this country as well. So I'm hoping we could do both, fashion and also some new industries or new categories.
I understand. Can you tell us a little bit about the company as well? How did you get started?
Okay.
Maybe a little bit about the founder. Okay. I know that there is a specific interesting story about the founder for the past year.
Yeah. The founder of the company named Maezawa, Yusaku Maezawa, and he just went to the space station last year.
Wow. How did he decide to do that?
So he founded ZOZO back in 1998, and when he was punk rocker, and he was a professional musician at the time, but he started selling a record, imported record with mail orders, and that evolved into the e-commerce, and in that process he started ZOZOTOWN, which started in 2003. 2004.
2004. I understand that the company has grown from a small startup to a $4 billion company in just that time.
Yeah.
Is there any particular other technology that you're targeting or implementing in ZOZOTOWN? For example, have you considered VR, metaverse, NFTs?
So at this South by Southwest, lots of people from metaverse industries came to our booth, and we had a really interesting conversation with them. So I'm open to those opportunities as well. So I'm really excited to have something new, such as Web3 or NFTs or anything like that.
Have you tried live shopping in the company?
So we have a live commerce division inside the company. So we're open to new way to approach to the customers and also new ways to buy something online. So we're keen to work on something new always. It all comes from pain points of the customers. So we always look back and see where's the pain points our customers are facing. And so for ZOZOMAT, obviously shoe size picking is always difficult. From my experience as well, and everyone says at the South by Southwest, when I speak about ZOZOMAT, everyone quickly understands why we need this. So I think from pain points, we can solve the problem in fundamental way, as opposed to solving issue by adding slightly better way to show. But things like this tool are helping users to pick the size or colors in fundamental different way. So that's the value that we're creating.
I understand. Have you partnered with third-party companies like fashion creators in Japan to onboard them in the company? I know there's some interesting.
So since we've been dealing with more than 8,000 brands, so we are having really productive conversation with those brands, and to come up with those tools, we've been talking to brands on any ideas or any comments and so forth. So we are working very closely with those brands for fashion.
Now, tapping into the concept of sustainability, has the introduction of the ZOZO mat, the ZOZO glasses, and the ZOZO suit impacted the return rates positively? Have you decreased the return rates?
Yes. So, for example, ZOZO mat, we saw a decrease in return rate, a significant number. So this will help us to have less return, which means that will help to become more sustainable, operation or process in terms of buying online, buying shoes or fashion online.
This is a luminescent textile named Woven Grow. So we prepared a very thin and bendable iOS OLED device. This device strips are woven into textile. So it can kind of fabric display. It can be bent and very lightweight, and it can be also rollable. So yeah, please enjoy this illumination.
Do you think this is the future of fashion, having like lighting costumes and?
Yeah. It should be one possibility. So in the future fashion, maybe people wear the more digitalized clothes, and what they may stay in. Maybe it should be also use wallpaper or car interior and so on. So we are looking forward to adapt this kind of technology in the future, our living space.
Is this going into production in the near future, or do you expect it to be?
Now it's more speculative, so it's just the start of our R&D project. But from this exhibition, so we get some inquiry. So now we start to more think about mass production preparation.
Do you think there's going to be some sort of use case outside of the fashion industry?
Yeah, so I think about using the furniture or wallpapers must be a very good application field. So, for example, our partner Hoso already supplied their product to the luxury hotels. So this kind of experiments should be very interesting to adapt to new theme park or hotel.